So I'm back out here exactly 1 week after I set all those two big piles on fire. That last one's still smoking down there pretty good. Well, I wouldn't say pretty good, but it's still smoldering away. And then that one over there is pretty well burnt down. I'm gonna jump on the dozer and go up there and push all that dirt and roots over there to the ash pile, and I'll just see how dusty it is. I might have to hop on the excavator and transfer it back, but I'm gonna try to get that entire area right there raked and bladed off today, and then rake up some of this other area over here and just try to take advantage of it being dry and grade out what I can here, and then I'll have about one more day worth of clearing with the excavator. So it looks like everything burnt down pretty good that was in that pile, and I don't know how much moisture my ashes soaked up. They still look pretty dry, so I'll see how dusty it gets when I push through it, but probably gonna take all of that, kind of hard to see with that screen, those pile of roots and everything, and mix in with those ashes, and I'll probably have to get the excavator and just kind of rake through it, and as I transfer it back, it'll kind of scatter them out, but I gotta mix some of that dirt in there with it. It's gonna be entirely too dusty to try to push that pile down. So I spent most of the morning over there root raking that area and pushing half of it over there to the other stockpile. I pushed a lot of roots and dirt up into those ashes that are left, and I'm gonna hop on the excavator and go over there and see if I can't transfer that back a little bit and kind of mix some dirt in with it. I was trying pushing it with a dozer, but it's just a dust cloud. And I went over there and raked around that pile and spread everything out, and that other little area that I cleared, I got that raked out. So that's pretty much where all this stuff's going to end up going, and just kind of filling that in about 2 feet with it and just raising it up some so it'll drain. So let's hop on the excavator, go over there and see how big of a dusty mess this is going to make. Let's see how dusty this is going to be. It's going to be bad, I know that. Oh, and the wind's blowing that way, so I need to get over here. What I'm trying to do is get it all mixed together where I can use the dozer, because it's a lot faster just to push it over there. But when you disappear into the dust cloud trying to move it, it's not more efficient. Hoping that mixing it with some of these roots and mud make it better. More better. This is going to be a very dusty one. There was a log in there. Once I move it a couple times, it ought to ease down a little bit on the dust. It's the only downfall to burning. That's why, if possible, where I can burn, I like to dig a pit to bury all the ashes, but we're not doing it down here because the ground is just horrible, and when you dig down that deep, you end up with a giant pile of mud and just really nasty dirt. So this is trying to stay in agricultural use, so I don't need all that nasty clay that won't grow anything at the surface. Kind of defeats the purpose to spend all this money to clear all this back into pasture and fields, only to ruin it by digging up a lot of nasty dirt that would not grow anything. And as I kind of transfer this back, these ashes and everything, they'll kind of fall out. I'll end up pushing a lot of it with the rake, and it'll kind of scatter it over the area as well. So it's not all going to waste. Well, actually none of it's going to waste. It's all going over there to, there's a certain area back over there that stays pretty wet that I'm just going to kind of put this stuff in about 2 feet deep and just bridge across it, just let it rot down, and it'll be what it's going to be. If we ever do the pond, I'll just kind of cap it in some dirt This stuff, you let it sit for a couple of years, it actually rots down pretty decent. I am not going to spend a lot of time and get this perfectly clean, because I can run through it afterwards with the dozer and push it all up. Just trying to get ashes mixed with dirt to a level that it won't be so dusty when I push it. So if I transfer this a couple more times, I'm hoping it'll be okay. I don't know though, it's still mighty dusty. I don't like pushing ashes with my dozer. It sucks it all up into the motor and stops up the air filters, gets all in the radiator. With the excavator, at least I can sit on the upwind side of it, really not get too dirty. That was a dusty one. When it gets so dusty you can't see what you're doing, you know you've got a good bucket full of ashes. It's just amazing how much stuff accumulates, you know, dirt and roots and ashes from all of this. And I think the wind has changed. Glad I got my leaf blower to blow this thing off with. Alright, I'm gonna keep making dust clouds. 5 times now, so it's not too dusty anymore. Just trying to get the bulk of it down here, then I'll come back with the dozer and push everything up. It's just once I put it into a pile like this and it's kind of driven over it, it kind of packs so tight that the dozer really don't like to break it apart. So I can sit right here and spend probably less time and just bale it down here with the excavator and get it into my pile right here, and then next time we'll probably haul it, spread everything out, waste it over there. When I have the truck down here, I didn't want to bring the truck down here for like a whopping half day's worth of hauling. It'd probably be a little more than that. It's a fair amount of stuff, but how she goes. Let this stuff rot down for another 6 months, and probably a lot of the pine straw and stuff out of it will rot down, and maybe some of the roots. Spread out a little bit better. those ashes are pretty well scattered over all that now. When I rake through it, it'll just kind of mix in with the dirt, and whatever's left will get mixed in with this when I spread all that out. So not going to waste. Toss or two and it'll be in the pile, and I'm going to jump back on the dozer and clean everything up, take the rake off, and I should have time to blade over majority of that, get it leveled up before it's time to go home. Well, it's really starting to come together. I don't know why I parked the dozer way over there. I need everything over here now, so park the excavator over here and we go jump on the dozer and finish blading that off right there. We're raking through those ashes. Then I'm going to take the rake off and see if I can't grade all this out. So this is pretty much everything. I cleared this go around from right there all the way to the ditch over there and burnt those brush piles, got those ashes put over there, and burnt that pile back there. So made pretty good little progress this time I was down here. Let's go clean this up and see if we can't smooth it out a little better. All that is now raked through. Everybody's beloved ashes have been spread over all of this between here and the stockpile behind me. So I'm gonna run up here to where the excavator's at and take the rake off and then go ahead and start blading everything. Everything drains this way, so I'm going to start up here and start pushing it down this way and see if I can't level this up. So I'm working on my first pass across all this area. I'm doing it in one direction, and then I'll come back and blade it over at a 90-degree angle. And what that'll do is kind of help fill in all the ruts and everything a lot better. You go one direction and kind of cut all the high spots out, and then do the second pass in the direction you want it to look good at. You know, normally level things up pretty good. I mean, you could spend all day out here hitting it in every different direction, but I'm just trying to get it smoothed up enough so that it can be bush hogged and probably always kind of settles out some, so get it knocked down, and then once it settles in, you can always come back and level everything up. This small stuff isn't normally too bad, but if you do a lot, it's got a lot of big trees in it. The stump holes, it'll kind of settle a little bit over time. Gonna have to touch everything up later on. I don't know how good the video will turn out. I don't think I've ever put the camera inside the dozer. It normally shakes too much. Best view, but we'll see how it turns out. So I'm kind of pushing the roots to each end, and then when I come and push them the other way, I'll all be heading towards the stockpiles. That way I kind of clean everything up. it's coming along nicely. That's the finished product side right there. I'm gonna make one more pass right here and then go down that edge and then work my way back over. That way I'm actually aiming towards the pile and not like the ditch. It's time consuming, but it really does shape everything up nice. Doesn't make the most exciting videos though, going back and forth though. Gotta do it though. I got a couple little piles right there to clean up, but I am super happy with the progress today. I got this whole entire area root raked. Well, I got all the ashes removed, root raked, and then graded over it twice in 2 different directions. So it is really cleaned up nicely. And it's pretty much ready to turn into field or pasture. Got a few little sticks here and there. Once the grass grows up and you bush hog it one time, there's a couple little twigs like that will be chopped off and won't have to worry about them no more. A lot of grading with a dozer, 10 feet at the time. It takes a while, but it really looks good. I'll get a video staying on top of the excavator so you can see it better. Getting everything fueled up. Blow the dust off everything. Those ashes today were brutal. I swear if you don't do it, everything just becomes dirt everywhere. I find it just as easy to take 2 minutes and blow everything off. But didn't that turn out nice? Got a few trees saved there. Everything bladed off. Oh yeah. One more day worth of work, and I'll be back in about 6 more months to do some more.